Yes, I'm just looking. I maximized your call.
Perfect. Yeah, volume's pretty loud.
Sorry about that.
Knock that down. No, that's great. I don't miss anything that
The
way.
answer lies within.
Okay, so this is good. You're getting off the platform instantly. You're not pulling a Caitlyn and just sitting on your
Welcome
ass.
to Summoner's Rift.
Map pressure.
We must all make our choices.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, so one thing, which you did right here, but I'm just gonna stop, right? Is you could have stood right here after you dropped the ward, right? And that would have put you in range to anybody who comes around the corner for a Q. Why did I tell you you did it right by not doing that?
Presumably because I had nobody to back me up.
That's number one. What's number two?
I don't have any vision over the rock, so I couldn't see if Thresh were to try and hook me.
Okay. Number three.
I don't know.
Okay. You're into a Thresh, and if he does hook you, you're probably dead. Like a level 1 Thresh hook, which is totally doable from right here, because it goes this far, will totally hit you in this bush. So if you get Thresh hooked and there's more than one person here, you're probably dead. Or you'll at least have to burn flash. Right? So if you had 2 to 3 people in this bush, if people had come here, then you should have taken this bush, and the second Thresh turned out, just alt Q him just to be a dick.
Yeah, I like
Just
doing that.
blast him, then walk away. Yeah.
I was hoping he would stand there because I usually alt Q people whenever they go.
But I mean, nobody else on your team came, so what you did was great. I was just saying, look for that as a possibility, right?
Right.
Good banter.
Bad jokes is my forte.
No, that's good. Dude, shit like that actually puts your team in a good mood.
Minions have spawned.
And it is important whenever you deal with a bunch of mentally fragile
In
children.
future, one of us is alive. And it's
That's not League of Legends.
Uh-huh.
Never again will I sit idle.
Where's your lane on it?
Challenge.
I have no idea. It's been a while since I watched this one. Started a couple weeks ago.
Oh, it's
Was the barrier a smart choice in that one?
By force of will.
Wait. Backing that up.
Okay.
Okay. So right here, you're going to CS this minion, right?
By force of will.
Okay. And you Q him. Auto him. Because you're
Okay.
clicking away already. He's Q'd you. You have 3 minions here. If you auto trade him and he trades you back, you get your auto plus these 3 sources of damage. He loses this trade by default, and you want to get that tick damage off of him while his stupid shield is down. Right? And so a key point of power spike and tradability and lightning phase is when the other person has no minions and they're automatically going to tank. Because they can't afford to trade back against you, particularly at level 1, because these little sons of bitches hurt at level 1, right?
Right.
So your auto will do about yay more damage, and then the minions will do about yay. So even if he trades one auto off of you, which he's out of auto attack range, right? His Q, which ends right here, is his longest bit of damage, right? He is completely out of auto attack range right now. So you can actually just auto attack, you know. You could get 2 auto attacks off before he gets back into auto attack range. Right? So this is a great opportunity for you to be trading right now. Right?
Right.
that. And again. Now you want to get level 2 by killing that. There it is. Now do something with it.
Yeah, by killing it, yeah.
Gaia Kiri. Unpunchable power.
Okay. He's standing in kill, like in splash range of this minion. Q it.
Okay.
Because your Q will hit, like when it was right here and he was back here. That'll splash the damage onto him. And it puts him here. Right?
Right.
If he's there and he has nothing to dash to, you have kill pressure on him.
Mm.
Okay. So he can't do this. And your Q would already be back off cooldown. So is he going to do this right here, what he's just doing with that much health?
No.
No. And then secondly, you have this much health, right? So you should be playing up. You should be trying to get him to challenge you.
Okay.
Right? Because if he does, he's going to die. And that'll keep him off of these minions. Right? Because you want him to do this. You want him to disrespect your damage. Because keep in mind, his dashes only go, through things. Right? So if he dashes through this one and then dashes back this way, if you throw a W tether on him and just walk to here, he's caught. And probably dead. See, look at that. If the other half of that goes off, okay, auto attack him to break that shield. Okay, in this situation, I would have leveled Q'd. Why?
To put more damage into it.
He is at a position where this and this kills him.
Especially if it's level 2.
Mm-hmm. And he's just dead. Shield gives you nothing except movement speed in this, because you have so much health you don't need the defense. Right? The only thing this gives you escapability is in terms of a gank, which you are at gank warning right now based on the timer. It's 2:48. Junglers usually show up in mid lane around 3 minutes if they're going to do an early gank. Or round. I mean, you're just in the time period in which a jungler could be ganking you. Right? So.
Is that like their level 3?
Yeah. You are trying way too hard not to take damage. Do you see that right now?
Yes.
Because, you're losing the other half of your damage from this. You're losing the root. You're losing the auto attacks. Because you're like, oh, I don't want to get hit back. So I'm going to walk this way while my tether's on him. Right?
Right.
When you could just hover kind of right in this area, you lock in a tether, which is going to do that. And then you have one auto attack. And he's probably going to have to flash to live. In which case, you could even flash after him, auto attack again, maybe even Q when it's off cooldown, he's dead. You are just not exerting your will here. You're doing a great job of poking him, but you're not doing more than that. You see what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
We have learned as much as we've suffered.
Okay, so he's got his stupid shield back up. Okay, throw a shield on that. Two more buttons that you could have used right there. And I think you would have killed him.
My spirit is an unquenchable
Okay, that's good.
fire.
Let everybody know, but he's not there. Pretty much had it back. He is so low health that there's no way he ganks.
seen two paths. And
First blood.
Alright, you're gonna push one more wave. Push one more wave.
never fear change.
Alright, you've already made a mistake. What was that mistake?
I don't have any wards now.
No.
I don't have any wards.
No, though that can be considered to be a mistake because you have one up. But no, particularly, I'll give you a hint. He just got back to lane. What should that cue you to do? It's god-awful soda from the 80s.
Slurm? Oh, see what items he got. Brilliant.
Yep. See what he's got. See how much stronger he is. If he's not, or he's marginally stronger, that's fine. If he, if you've pushed him out that hard, you know what your options are. You know what you have to watch out for. Alright. Two abilities up there right now. Or, conversely, you got 3 seconds on this one. Right? So, what you could do here is you could walk back. He thinks he has a kill right now, right? And so, this is coming off cooldown. You get the movement speed to continue to walk back. Or you ult. God damn, this fly is in my eye. Why is a fly flying in my eye? What kind of a ballsy... Okay, anyway. This actually gives you a ton of survivability. Because it gives you like 20% of your missing health back if you magnify it each tick. Right? So you throw that on, you walk into turret, he tanks tower, you have enough health, and you have barrier that you probably kill him here. So watch this. Okay, so he did enter flame. Now you have no mana because you queued without ulting and then cast the shield. Right? Your better play was to cast this. And use this. Particularly like right now, you could do that. Well, I mean, not now because you've burned the deal, but you'd have got the health back, and he would have still gone through you. And also, you didn't need to flash there. And in fact, you should not have flashed there. You should have barriered there. And then you should have killed him. While your barrier was up. Because look at it. I mean, he's got the shield too, right? But if you would have barriered, he might have tried to finish you, and in which case your auto attack would have killed him. Or if you would have ulted and done the damage, he would be dead.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna guess he went back and he probably bought like an item. And was like, I have an item.
Ionia speaks. Latviano. Never falter.
An enemy has been slain.
You messed that up a little bit, but practice.
I think I didn't keep in track my mana because the inner flame was definitely what I was waiting for my mantra on. But I wasn't paying attention to my mana.
Again will I sit idle.
Alright, wait. Yeah, he had no item. He came back with a pop, a refillable potion.
The answer lies within.
So he's no more of a threat to you than he was a second ago.
Never fall.
You kind of just let him take.
Dying.
You let him
As I
call the
leave.
shots. It's like, oh, he's
So
pressing
must
on
I.
me, right? And so you just backed off without returning a bunch of damage.
We must all make our
Yeah,
choices.
literally the worst thing you can do in League of Legends is give people free trades. Like, let them do damage to you without returning any.
We have learned as much as we have suffered.
Just empower your tether.
Never fall. My spirit is an
I
unquenchable fire.
Don't know.
You're
I might
at full
have.
health.
Gaia.
Yeah. Ha.
Never again.
So where was this when he had like 2 health? You know, like, you're not scared to do it now, but you were scared to do it when he had like no health whatsoever.
An enemy has been slain.
So must I.
There you go. Free trades. He's just letting you have them. Eat your biscuit. See the biscuit? Eat that biscuit.
Challenge.
There you go. Alright, we popped the shield. That's good. Let me count for the wall.
The answer lies
That
within.
sucks.
Focus.
Okay, so you need to trust yourself to CS that with an auto attack. Because
Okay.
the only reason you queued that was to make sure you got the minion. And it cost you 60 mana. And you're already kind of getting low on mana. So you need to really be careful about not using it unless you need to. And you're kind of focusing him without really focusing on
Never.
Oh, he made it! That was a good play anyway.
We have learned as much as we have suffered.
Alright, so I'm going to throw this out there. You're up against a hardcore AD champion, right? A champion that now has kill pressure on you. Or is stronger than you because he just
Never fall.
Right? It would be a great idea for you to buy something that lets you address that and still get you power.
Peace.
What
No
would be a
matter the
great
cost.
item that you could use? CS
Arm
that!
Guard?
Stop using your abilities to CS there.
Okay. Seeker's Arm Guard.
Yes.
Focus.
Seekers is great. It gives you the invincibility. You can deal with him. Good, you leveled shield. That's fantastic.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Go ahead to bust the shield.
My spirit side. Never falter.
Count for the minions. Remember what I told you about trading into minions? right?
Yeah.
That's another reason why it can backfire.
I have
Is
seen
the
two
minions will
paths
body block
and made
for it.
another between.
That's good. Keep that poke up.
Focus. Heart.
You could have killed him.
Mantra Q. Does he have a shield open?
So watch. He's going to take this turret shot.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. He's going to take that turret shot. If you flash to here, so you're on the other side of the minions, Mantra Q, and then root, and auto attack. Does he have the health to survive that? I mean, he does have this, but he's already used his knock-up, right? He just missed his whirlwind, so you might kill him here. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That'd be a close one. But one thing I'll tell you that I've told other people, right, that I think would be relevant to you. Pay attention to what's taking place.
Never falter. We must all.
One thing I will tell you is think about your abilities. Like when you trade, right? Think about what your abilities do in terms of percentage of the person's health bar.
Right.
Right? The reason I say that, and reevaluate it constantly, because the reason I say that is because you will know when you have kill pressure. Most people, they don't even consider that they have kill pressure until somebody's health bar looks like this. Do you see what I'm saying? Right?
Yes.
There's like, goddamn, I now have kill pressure because they have under 40% health. Hooray. And then they start playing like they could die. Right? But it takes them getting to right here before they realize that they could die. The reality is, let's say you hit a mantra Q, right? Let's say that does 30%, and if you get the second burst off, it does another 15. I'm just making up these numbers, right?
That's all right. Yeah.
And so you know that a mantra Q is now 45% damage, right?
Right.
Okay. Now let's add in your tether here, which is probably around 10%. And if you get the next tick off, 5, right? So you tick for putting it on, tick for popping it. And then let's say 2 auto attacks at 7% each, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a full combo for you, right? So 20, 30s, 50s, 60s, 7 times 2 is 74% damage. When he is below 74%, you should be able to kill him.
If he doesn't have shield.
If
So
he
I've got to
doesn't
watch out
have
for
shield
that.
up. Right. You do have to make an adjustment for that. But I mean, these are fake rough numbers, right?
Right.
But even if
After-
I'm remotely right in these guesses, his health bar, he will die when it looks like this. Is he going to play like that?
Probably not.
Nope. He's going to play like he's 100% health when he's right here. But the reality is you could probably kill him. And if you know that and he doesn't, you will kill him.
Focus. Never be
Okay. So, into Evelyn, that ward is pretty useless.
Because she goes invis.
She pops out of stealth only when, she's attacking something. So you want to ward here, or down somewhere along the river here. But this is a number 1 because you'll see her when she's taking these.
Or if she comes around the corner after finishing red.
Yeah, or if she comes around the corner after finishing red, or in this area, that's the best possible spot to get an Eve.
Okay.
right? Or if you have to, like right here, because you'll get her coming around the corner maybe for wolves.
Okay.
But the lesser spot, if you can't afford to go that far, is river, where you'll catch her taking scuttle.
Okay.
But that's normally a good ward against other junglers, or against the roaming support that you've got there, right? And the roaming ADC you've got
Never again will
there.
I
Okay. Go hard push that lane.
peace.
Get it into town.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
The answer lies within. Focus.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Never again.
Has been slain.
Ignore the fact that it's auto-attacking minions. That'll be fine.
Did I at the very end?
You got the extra gold.
Never
Minion at his
falter.
feet. Yeah, like 14 gold.
My spirit is an
Like,
unquenchable fire.
Do you have a target champion's ultimate button?
I do. I believe it's the thing atop tab.
Yeah, I think it's a move. Very useful button and that's very inexpensive. That's cool. Okay, you're not using your auto attacks. Hardly at all. So I'm going to do a little counter here. Okay, so he's going to come in and you know that. You shouldn't be here, you should be here. Right? Like here to provide presence to your allies, right? But not in the circle. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because if you're here, you can return the most possible damage versus being back here where you have to move into it to do anything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, so I'm going to start counting. And by the way, you should be rooting this guy immediately because he's stepped forward to do all this shit. You should throw this tether on him. So the rest of your team can CC him at the edge of tower and just either super rough trade him or kill him. Okay. You could have gotten out 5 auto attacks. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Your auto attacks are 80 damage apiece. Minus armor. So let's say 75. Right? I'm just throwing that out there. So I'm being too generous. Let's say 60. Right? Because he's probably got, I don't see him targeted, but he's probably got 30 or 40 armor maybe. Right? So let's say your auto attacks do 60 damage. Right?
Mm-hmm. 5 of those would be 300 health right off the top.
Yep. So this is gone, this is gone, this is gone. He's here now.
Mm.
This is what his health bar now looks like. Your team's wanting to dive him. Would that dive be a hell of a lot easier, cleaner, and more successful if his health looks like that?
Most likely.
Yeah. Because basically your Q that you just hit him with there
Mhm.
did the same as your auto attacks would have if you had been auto attacking.
Mm.
Okay. I hate watching this.
I'm sorry.
No, here's why. And I'm being a bit of a stickler, right?
Mhm.
You are standing outside of the turret range like it's going to all of a sudden acquire you and start shooting you. Right?
That is my fear, presumably, which is
Okay, so you just hit him with the Q, so you need to get out of tower range. Then
Mhm.
you need to get right back in. Because once the tower is lost targeting on you, you need to get back into tower. It can only hit one of you at a time. So it's on Trundle right now. Keep double clicking. It's on Trundle right now anyway. It never acquired you. And so you going back to here is kind of wasted because Tarot never acquired you in the first place, nor will it, right?
Okay.
And if you had been here right now, you were within tether range. You just step forward, put him on a tether, and he's dead. He cannot live. He does not have the health.
Is that with my, assuming my allies help me out?
Yeah. Your allies
Okay.
are trying to dive him. They're helping out. So watch. Right there. Okay. You threw a Q from
Mhm.
back here, and then now you're backing off because you're thinking the tower's going to get you for throwing that Q, right?
Mhm.
That is, you're playing this really badly. So
Okay.
instead of taking the lowest percentage Q, you need to be walking into this, waiting for someone else to tank tower, and then Q
Okay.
from here.
So I can get some certain damage.
That's a high percentage, and then you drop this.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you can let them tank tower. It can only shoot one of you at a time. You're acting like it can, like, go bing, 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 and shoot 3 at the same time, right? It can't. So, don't over-respect it. Now, see, because you did that, he ended up having to burn Flash. And he probably wouldn't have.
Destroyed a turret.
Never falter. Never.
Auto attack.
Never falter.
Flash. You can just get this kill. Okay. You can get that kill. Why is everybody backing off? You had 4 people there.
I know. We're silvers. We don't have that next level thinking.
Focus.
I don't intend to blame the silver mentality, but I don't have a lot of faith in my teammates.
We must all.
So,
Never falter.
all right. I'm going to back this up. We're going to
Okay.
replay this fight a little bit.
Okay.
So right here, get this kill, all you have to do is wait until Alistair starts moving forward and then give him the speed boost.
Okay.
Now. Because then he gets to here super fast, and he's within WQ range. Even right here, he's in WQ range. So if you would have been looking to do this when the minion wave crashed, you would have hit him with the E right here, and then this guy would be knocked up, and then you can, he's going to tank tower, you can just walk right through here, drop this, you've already given this to Alistair. And then by the time he gets off of his Q knock up and then back down, your tether will hit, rooting him right here.
Mm.
And your Q will hit, and his hit points are going to be like down here. One of these two should be able to finish him off. Even if they don't, you probably kill him with auto attacks. Oh, you also forget that Alistair has his E that stuns him as well. He's just dead. But you've got it in your mind that you want to use Q, or like I would almost guarantee you're thinking,
I'm going to go Q him and then run away.
I'm going to do this and maybe speed up to run in or speed up to run out so I don't take tower damage. Right? You've committed your shield to mitigating tower damage or enabling yourself to land a Q.
I'm not being flexible with it.
Correct. Like here, he can't run away. This gap gets closed, and he's knocked up and dead. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was expecting him to run through the jungle there.
This is terrible. He's literally too afraid to go finish the tower, and it actually costs you guys huge.
Mm.
That tower would be very much So like silver people, they over-respect towers. A huge problem is shake. Not from you.
Never fall.
Dragon here.
Never fall.
What? So why do you leave here?
I wasn't sure if there was someone in that.
You're gonna ward,
Yeah.
and by backing out here,
Mm-hmm.
and Alistair hasn't, you're condemning him to die.
Mm-hmm.
If they figure that out, right? So if
Right.
he does chase from the shield you gave him and make an engage, he's gonna die for it, and you're not gonna do any damage because you've backed off, right? And you haven't pinged him that you've backed off.
I've given him false confidence.
Yep.
And he doesn't do damage to do anything.
Nope. He just does CC. And Jin has no mana.
Never fall.
So, I mean... And now you're going in. Okay. If you would have kept going, you'd be here. Right? Or you would have been here when they were trying to retreat from Jin. Or when they were trying to retreat from Alistair. Right?
Right.
With your slow and your tether, you'd have probably slowed him down enough for him to come in and finish everybody. Oh, you even got her. Yeah. What'd you back off?
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? Like, indecision is costly.
So must I.
Because that probably would have been a double.
I think I was afraid of Jin and Eve together, but I was not respecting
Okay.
knowledge.
When you're CSing under tower, pay attention to which target the tower acquires. Right? Because keep in mind, rule of thumb is the tower will always acquire the closest of a class. So if the first is cannon, second is melee, third is caster.
Okay.
Right? And then, well, actually, first is cannon or special unit like a Heimerdinger turret or a Zyra plant or whatever. Right? Actually, that's first, then second, third, fourth. Right? So, of those, it will take the one that is closest to the tower. So, in this scenario, it would still target this guy if they were, and assuming it was an enemy, right? So, if they were both melee minions, this guy's going to get shot next. So, anyway, account for that and think which minions are awkwardly damaged that I need to put hits on. Because you could have CS'd all three of those minions, right? Because these guys only had a tick of health off of them, so they would have survived the tower shot and you could auto-attack them. So you could Q this minion, this tower shot hits, you auto-attack, then you auto-attack here, this tower shot hits, and then you can auto-attack, and this guy's either going to die before the last tower shot hits or whatever, right?
Right.
But you're a little too friendly using your abilities to CS. Like, you're a little bit too reliant on that. It's actually like a crutch.
An ally has been slain. Double kill.
Got build the bracer. Build it. Build the Seeker's Armed Guard. Good. Yep.
Heart and mind. Never halt. Peace. We must all make our choices.
Speed up us. Give him the speed.
Getting lucky on those ones.
Focus. Time's up.
Okay. So you're playing a really you needed to keep
Never
zoning
falter.
Okay.
because that keeps being a smite fight for the Herald.
Okay.
Okay, so your timing could not have been worse on that. Even if you tried, I don't think you could have done that worse. So, we know right here that you're in a team fight.
Mm-hmm.
You have low cooldown spammable spells that must be contributed to a team fight because you are 5-1. Your team is
Yep.
super reliant on you not pressing this button. And they're turret diving.
Never again. Never.
What am I about to yell at you for?
CSing with my abilities.
Well, CSing at all. That's number one. Number two,
Not backing up my teammate who's diving.
he has tanking 2 towers. Why are you standing outside of tower range? It can only attack 1 target. You're leaving him in a 1v1, and he's a champion that sucks dick at 1v1. This dude is actively trying to feed you, right? You have a barrier, a shield, an hourglass that works as an automatic tower drop, and flash.
I'm apparently very selfish.
Fucking go. It's not even that you're selfish. You're actually being anti-selfish because you're trading what could potentially be a 300 gold pile of cash for 14.
Yeah.
And if you kill this guy, the game is over. They have one person up. You have minions in their base, and that this is game over. You've just ended the game by just moving forward.
Mm.
Oh, you flash too? And why? Go before it's necessary to burn your flash. And now you end up tanking tower. Because you waited too long. Like you waited for him to quit.
Mm.
Unfortunate. The funny thing is, I know that dude's serious. This is so far. Okay. So that's that. Alright, so the things that you need to really focus on. There's a lot of like little mechanical piddly stuff, but most of it is that you kept you kept losing track of minions in the fights, right, and in the trades. So minions blocked a lot of your queues because you just weren't accounting for them being a thing.
Okay.
Right? 2, percentages of health, because that's your kill pressure. right?
Mm-hmm.
3. Are you going to keep playing Karma? Is that going to be one of your like main champions that you want to play?
I like Karma, but I've been thinking about switching a lot.
Okay. Karma would be fine. Karma's got a lot of good early mid-game power spikes, right? Karma's strong. That's fine. You can actually win with this champion, but you need to be flexible with her abilities. Like, you're playing the game like she only has Q, and that the other two abilities are just there to set up so you can hit Q.
Okay.
Like, this is your play style right now, right? When you would be far better off thinking to yourself, okay, I'll harass with Q when it's available, but I'm going to really use my E to get in, my W to root them and try to make them dodge awkwardly so I can land my Q and I don't get any trade back damage because I have a shield on when I do all of this shit.
Mm. Instead of using my E to run away.
Yeah, because right now you're like, oh, I'll use my Q, and then I kind of have these other two buttons, so I guess I'll hit those, and then I'll use my E to get out. Right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
this gets me away. Like, you're in reverse. Like, okay, so in silver or bronze or even gold, you see a lot of Thresh players, right? And a lot of Thresh players will always start with their Q. If I land my Q, awesome, right? The higher you get in Elo, the more Thresh players start their combo with their E.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because this makes the Q way more likely to go off, right?
Right.
You're also, in terms of like thinking about it in terms of like a static, this is my big ability, that's the one I want to use, right?
Right.
Aside from that mistake, you're not using or allowing other people, you're not playing like a support, right? There was a ton of times there where you could have created engagements just by speeding up someone else that could engage,
Mm-hmm.
particularly Alistair, right? So think about Zillion, Netflix and Zill, or Kill Zill Volume. I don't remember what his name is anymore, but
Yeah, yeah.
the guy who plays Zillion a lot that was on the podcast,
Yeah.
he is really good about using his abilities to support others rather than think. Because Zillion and Karma play a lot the same.
I do like playing Zillion.
Yeah, I mean, Zillion Mid and Karma are essentially the same thing,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, but he is really good about turning on that mindset of, okay, well, I'm going to use my abilities to enhance everybody around me, but I'm also still going to land my big double bomb Qs, right? Your double bomb Q is the same thing as Karma's QR,
Right.
right? The other thing is people always overemphasize QRs. The only way I use my Q, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are a ton of times in a fight where using your R and your E to create a team-wide engage is like way the best idea,
Okay.
right? Or using your R plus your W because it lets you survive a bunch of shit. Like, this is huge before team fights, right?
Right.
Or if the burst, if they're in kill pressure zone, then R plus Q. But this you should think of as a very greedy thing, right? I'm not saying don't make greedy plays. I make greedy plays all the time. I'm just saying this is your greediest of the three.
Okay. So I've got to just reserve when I'm being the Scrooge McDuck and try and flex it so that I'm not always just trying to steal everything.
Correct. Well, like, just because it's greedy doesn't mean it's not your go-to. It is your go-to. Like, this is generally like, yeah, I did a lot of damage, hooray, right?
Right.
But doing a lot of damage, there are situations where you have, like, let's say you got 3 guys right here and they're all enemies and you can hit them all with this. Then
Mm-hmm.
fuck yeah, go to town, do a lot of damage. 3 guys, fuck them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like, I have one guy here and a guy over here and a guy over there, right? then your E and your alt may be better. Because then your
Because
whole
it's team
team can get in here and catch this guy and maybe also get onto these two,
Okay.
right? And then your Q just doing some damage alone is going to be enough because the fact that your team got on this guy, he's going to die with minimal damage input from you anyway.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe you can land a tether on one of these two assholes. So think about playing a little bit more, I don't want to say supportive, but use your abilities more flexibly.
Give my team more options so that they can have like 5 people contributing instead of trying to just shove with damage and focus on myself.
Mm-hmm. So here's another thing that I'm going to add on just as an aside. You need to ping your intentions more.
Like going in and going out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Always going in and going out. Like that time you left the Alistair, you should have been like ping, ping, and then walked out.
Okay.
Or you should have just went in and done it.
Which would have been the right choice.
You see what I'm saying? Like you have some kind of think about, you have a bitch mode that you need to cure.
Okay.
Right? And by bitch mode, I mean you have an aversion to damage. You don't want to take it. You seem to never want to trade any damage. Right?
Right.
When there was a time even when Yasuo was like less than, well, that's greater than, boop, was less than 20% health, and you were at like 75, right?
Hmm.
You want to trade damage here, even if it's a bad trade, because if you put him at 5 or 10% health, you've shoved him out of lane. Even if he trades back 25% onto you for it, then you're at 50% and he's at 5.
Hmm.
Kill him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine for you, right? Would you want to make that same trade if you were both at 50% health? Probably not.
Because that puts me at the disadvantage.
Right. But in just being at an aversion to taking damage, you're not using your health as a resource.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's just a tool. It's a tool to be used. And that tool only backfires if you go less than 1 health. So every health between full health and 1 health is a tool to be used by you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll just go ahead and stop the stream then. Thanks for the video, dude. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the input.